In this video, I'll discuss all you need to know about the updated Virgo Cup, starting from the race course changes and what it impacts, Suzuka Runway Blocker and what UMA is particularly strong for each styles, and also how to build them properly. The upcoming Virgo Cup will have the Hanshin 1600 meter turf, which is similar to Asahi High Future State Race Course. The condition for this course will be right-handed, fall, sunny, and firm condition. The secret stat boost for this race course is power, so make sure to get at least 901 power for the max speed boost if you can. Alongside with the update, we are getting a new racetrack for this Hanshin course. Basically, Games added a new downhill section for this race course. On the top is the old race course with no downhill, and the bottom is the new track with the added 400-meter downhill. What this means for us is that 1/4 of the racetrack is downhill. This leads to an interesting case of where the width stat is really strong. Because if you didn't know, taking this from the race mechanics document, every second in the downhill section, you can enter a downhill acceleration mode, which gives you a target speed and reduced stamina consumption. And also, with that, running a width maxing deck is really strong here, and basically is recommended for every style, which I will explain later on. Looking at the race course itself, we can see that the last spurt starts far beyond the final corner and near the last straight. And with that, the strongest acceleration skill on this map will be angling and scheming and let's pump some iron, because they activate as soon as the last spurt hits. Redshift is actually not that good, because it activates on the final corner. However, you can manipulate the activation of the skills if you are running it on late surger or encloser, for example, where you enter the 5th position later. Now, with the new update, shooting for victory activation condition also got changed. It got changed from final corner into final corner later half instead. So, is it actually a good inherit for Pace Chaser now? No. If you inherit this acceleration skill to Pace Chaser Uma, they only get about 2.4 seconds of activation, which will not last when your Uma enter the last spurt if she activates this inherit as soon as final corner later half hits. The only exception to this is Taiki Shuttle herself, because the duration of her unique is 4 seconds, meaning you get about 1.4 seconds of full duration even if she activates it as soon as the final corner later half hits. Straight acceleration skill like Encroaching Shadow and Victoria for Blanca is also decent, but they activate on the straight, which is later than Let's Pump Some Iron and Angling and Scheming. Here is the compilation for all the viable acceleration skill for each playstyle. Frontrunners will have Angling and Scheming and Victoria for Blanca. Pace Chaser, your acceleration skill, will be Gambling acceleration skill like Head On, which is the Pace Chaser version of On Your Left. You also have Straight Descent, which is an acceleration skill that activates on the downhill. And by this point, we know that downhill is a good section of the map, so this is a good acceleration skill. Unless your Uma name is Taiki Shuttle, then shooting for victory is not a good acceleration skill for you. As for the late surger, we have a lot of gambling acceleration skill as usual, Furious Speed, On Your Left, Let's Pump Some Iron, Redshift, even shooting for victory. Just get what you like and mix and match. Hope at least a couple of them procs when the last spurt hit. For Encloser, this will be the same case with Late Surger, just get the unique inherit, and on top of it, add an Encroaching Shadow or Straightaway Spurt, and you're good to go. The deck build for all styles will be the same. We will go with the width maxing route, that is 2 speed, 3 width, and 1 Rico. On certain Umas with 0% speed bonus, you can swap into 3 speed, 2 width, and 1 Rico if you feel like you're having a hard time to cap the required 1200 speed. Speed card will be your usual stuff. Hito-san will always be a must-fit in the deck, followed by the SR speed cards accordingly. If you run Late Surger, then do Asian Flash. If you run Encloser, do Taishin. And for general purpose, King Halo and Swift Tosho are both good. As for the Wit card, the must-fit card in the deck would be Fukukitaru. This card not only is good, but also have a scenario link in the Unity Cup, which helps your career and makes it easier. On top of that, it also have a guaranteed right-handed on her chain event. The other with cards could be based on what you have. If you have Fine Motion for Forerunner, then go for it. Nice Nature Borrow if you run a Late Surger for On Your Left is also good. The other SR with card is basically flex swap based on what you have. For example, Marvelous Sunday and Major Dober SR cards are also fine. The sparks from all parents will be either power or stamina. It is up to you how to spread it. Personally, I like going power more because Rico will help with the stamina issue and you can get the 900 power threshold at the same time with the power spark. We will now discuss the way to build each style, starting from the frontrunner. The general rule of thumb for frontrunner now is get angling and scheming, get groundwork and green skills, plus early lead. A lane movement speed skills combo that is dodging danger and prudent positioning is good but not a must-have in your frontrunner, especially with how tedious the grind is already. Frontrunner mains will have an easier time once the with Mihono Bourbon drops, and that will come in the Halloween event. This card will give you guaranteed taking the lead, the gold version of early lead, so you can focus the parents on card work and lane movement speed skill. As for the decks, you can run the general with maxing deck, or if you are really lazy and you have Smart Falcon power card, you can do a special build. You can drop a wit card for Smart Falcon guaranteed groundwork, but please note that your overall stats will be lower, especially if your Falcon is low LP. Another bonus if you run the Falcon card is that this card has prudent positioning, so you can get the dodging danger from Kita-san, and there you go. You have the full late movement speed skill set with the groundwork. The recommended stat for frontrunner is 1200 on speed, 700 stamina, 900 power, guts, and width as high as you can. Obviously, go for as mal if you can as usual. As for the recommended Umas, first and of course is always Summer Marzensky. There's not really much to explain about Summer Maru. You get a very good unique which activates through the race to catch up. You have Mao Maven which is one of the best codes here for Mal distance. She is just really strong for Mal distance. The next is Solen Suzuka. I will talk about the normal frontrunner version first before the runaway version. Suzuka has a good unique that can activate halfway through the race which is buffed now. She also has innate concentration from her kit, and you can also get early lead from her secret event if you win Mainichi Okan in the senior year. As for the runaway version, here is the requirement to unlock the secret event to get the runaway strategy. You basically have to win 6 graded races, that is G1 to G3, and get first place on all of them. Lastly, you also need to win Tenosho Autumn on the senior year. The stats recommendation for Runway Suzuka is 1200 on speed, 700 stamina, 900 power, guts, and width as high as you can. The only downside of Runway Suzuka is if there's another Runway Suzuka itself, and they both proc the spot struggle. The stamina requirement jumps up to a massive 1100 stamina plus 1 gold recovery to be able to do the false bird. This is the demonstration of Japanese emulator of Solen Suzuka with 1100 stamina, no gold recovery, and with gold recovery. Here you can see the swinging maestro and spot struggle working in the emulator. If we have 1100 stamina and gold recovery, as we can see, Solen Suzuka can do the full spurt. However, if we take the gold recovery out of the equation, the Suzuka just outright flatlines on the last spurt. So, if you want to build a runway Suzuka, then definitely go speed stamina deck with Super Creek and Rico. However, this will be very hard to build and is not recommended. The last recommended Uma for frontrunner is Daiwa Scarlet. The reason Daiwa is so strong is her new buff unique. She gets another activation condition where if she's in the second position and is trying to do an overtake, she can activate her unique. What this means is that if an enemy runs a runaway Suzuka, it is just a free food for your Daiwa Scarlet. They are technically setting up for your Daiwa to proc her unique and overtake it before angling and scheming procs. I don't really recommend other frontrunners, especially because the existence of runaway Suzuka Blocker. Even though certain Umas like CM5 is really good if she procs angling and scheming, you need to have an insane amount of middle leg skills to catch up to runaway Suzuka. Just know that the effort is definitely on the harder side. The 2 acceleration skill accessible to Pace Chaser if your Uma name is not Taiki Shuttle is only head on and straight to send, so definitely grab these. Straight to send is available as a guaranteed hint from Daitaku Helios power card. However, I feel like if your Uma is not Taiki Shuttle, it is not worth building Pace Chaser. You might as well just convert them to Late Surger and have access to more gambling acceleration skill. The deck for Pace Chasers will be 2 speed, 1 Helios, 2 with Rico, unless you have straight to send hints from parents, which I'm expecting that most of the people will not have. If you have straight to send hints from your parent, then you can drop Helios for a wit card. Speed cards are your usual Kita-san and SR's card. If you have Nishino Flower SSR, she is also good. The wit card are pretty much also the same, Fuku Kitaru and one other SR wit card. Taiki Shuttle is the strongest Uma for Pace Chaser. She simply have the best acceleration skill, which is shooting for victory. Even with the half duration, this skill is still goated. Her kit is basically designed also for normal distance. You have changing gears, you have more movement, more straightaway depth, basically all the middle leg skills that you want. She also even have head on from her secret event if you win all these races. You don't even need to parent farm because Taiki Shuttle already has all the middle leg skills. Rush Shower also has a decent unique, which activates on the last straight now. What makes her really strong though is she have the go version of Straight Descent, which is Determined Descent. This is a really strong acceleration skill and will activate most of the time. Karen will always have a special place in me. Her unique is just really strong if you activate it correctly. She gets acceleration and target speed. What you want to do with her is just stack as much middle leg skill as possible and she will activate her unique into overtaking even the frontrunners and win the game for you. To be noted that she have a tight zone for unique activation, so if you miss this, GG. Her unique will not activate and you will lose most of the time. Just a quick disclaimer, all the Umas I mentioned after this is better to be built as a late surger because they simply have access to more gambling acceleration skill, but they are still viable if you want to run them as a pace chaser. Special Week is one of the Uma who gets hard buff in the patch update. Her unique now have acceleration on top of target speed. The activation condition is also really simple. You overtake an Uma on the late race and boom, free speed and acceleration for you. Here are some other notable Umas with good uniques. Some of them are Narita Bryan, TM Opera O, and Ogre Cap as usual. Narita Bryan gets a buff for 0.5% speed if she gets blocked on the middle leg now. TM Opera O Unique is also easy to activate now. Based on my testing, she almost activated in all of the races. Ogre Cap is just Ogre. Triumphant Pulse is always a good skill. Mayano is also good because of her Fast Learner event. You just have 500 wit before this event procs right here, and you get a guaranteed Fast Learner. She also have a secret event for acceleration skill, and if you win G1 races with all of her running style, you basically get all of this. Building a late surger is really simple. You just pick your poison of the gambling acceleration skill that you want. The lists are on your left, Furious Feet, Redshift, Shooting for Victory, and Let's Pump Some Iron. You pick a couple of this skill from the list and add as many middle leg skill as possible so you get into the correct positions and win the game. The middle leg skills are skills like late surgery straightaways, corner skill, ramp up combo are all good skills to have. You can pretty much do anything with your deck. You can run the with maxing strategy with Rico, pluck in Kita-san, Asian Flash, and borrow the nice nature with card. Done, you're set to win. Vodka will be the easiest Uma to build for the late surger. She have good stat growth, okay unique, also has furious speed on her innate skill. Nothing much to explain here, just get on your left plus inherit exo skill, slap in some middle leg skill, and you're gold. Majiro Ryan is also always a solid choice because of Let's Pump Some Iron acceleration skill. Basically, most of the page chaser that I have mentioned before can be also built into late surgers. These are Ogre, Narita Bryan, Opera all can be transitioned into late surger. The only end closer that I would recommend is Narita Taishin. This is because she has Encroaching Shadow acceleration skill. There's no other reason than that particularly. The way to build is the same as late surger. You just add in all the gambling acceleration skill like Redshift, Shooting for Victory, Let's Pump Some Iron, and middle leg skills, and you're good to go. As for the deck, you can run the usual with maxing deck, or there's also a special build for Narita Taishin because she has 20% Guts bonus. You can run a Guts based deck. 3 Guts, 1 Speed, Rico, and Tazuna, or you can exchange Tazuna for another speed card. I made a special section here for Suzuka Blocker. If you want to see the full guide, check out my other video here. But the summary for that is you just get the Runaway Secret event. As for the stats, go full 1200 power and with all the other stats doesn't really matter. For the skill, you want to build it as a normal front runner, get your usual groundwork combo, early lead, lane movement speed if you can. A simple trick from me is to borrow a smart Falcon card because she have guaranteed groundwork and also prudent positioning. You basically already get early lead from her secret event if you race Mainichi Okan on senior year. All you need is get lucky dodging danger hints from Kita-san, and you have everything. Obviously, just slam in as many middle-like skills as you can, like front runner straights, corner, ramp up, tail head high, etc. As for the team compositions, the best strategy for the casuals or non-tryhard people will be 3 gamblers. Just combine any of your pace, late, or end closer. To be honest, in this meta, every Uma just kinds of work. There is also an option to fit in Suzuka Blocker if you have it and you don't want to run 3 aces. But personally, I like running more aces for more gamba chance to win. And from my own testings, I've seen a lot of lobbies with more pace and late Umas, as I think people just didn't have enough time to prepare for this CM. If you are a tryhard, however, then definitely opt for the 2 frontrunner plus 1 late gambler. This is really straightforward, you just want at least 2 frontrunner to activate your spot struggle and keep the lead and win. You also have a backup late gambler in case of both your frontrunner fails or simply they got blocked. That's all you need to know about the Virgo Cup. Sorry this video took a bit longer than expected. As always, thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.